KXLY4 Macon County election coverage. We continue our series of interviews with the candidates for elected office here in the Inland Northwest. Tonight we are joined by Democrat running for Senate in Idaho, Larry LaRocco. Appreciate your time tonight. Now you're running for the seat vacated by Larry Craig.
Yes.
In a state that is usually votes Republican. So this time around, how do you convince voters to pull a lever for a Democrat like yourself?
Well, I've actually won a congressional seat in the state of Idaho. I was the congressman from the Coeur d'Alene, North Idaho area in the 90s. I think I know how to win in Idaho. People want change, and they want somebody who's going to work for working families and somebody who understands their challenges. And Idaho is trending towards a blue state, so I think we're going to catch the wave this time. And I feel very, very confident.
Your opponent, Jim Risch, you've run against him twice before. This will be your third time. What's the difference this time around, do you think?
Well, I started 18 months ago. I'm the one who's in touch. I've been working side by side with working families. I understand their challenges. I'm the one who wants to be part of the cleanup crew and is not part of the status quo. I think Jim Risch is really out of touch, quite frankly. He's representing the power elite in the state and the special interest, and I'm the one who wants to put working families at the front of the line, and I think people know that.
Jim Risch says you are, quote, a big liberal who supported tax increase policies put in place by President Clinton. A response to that?
I'm the one that helped balance the budget. The Lewiston Tribune, just in a recent editorial, said that I cast a very brave vote that led towards a balanced budget. And Jim Risch has forgotten to tell people about that. He's actually the one who has raised the sales tax on food for working families in Idaho to benefit out-of-state land speculators. He's the one who has been at the legislature, starting with the sales tax being at 3%, voting for every sales tax increase all the way up to 6%. There are only 14 states in this country that have sales tax on food, and he has increased it. So I've helped balance the federal budget. We've handed George Bush a surplus when he came into office, and I'm going to do that again. I'm a fiscal conservative, and I'm going to help people, the working families of the state.
If you had been in the Senate when they were proposing the bailout bill, would you have supported it?
Yes. I would have, because this was all about small corporations having the liquidity and the short-term borrowing need capacities. I've been in the financial services arena for more than 30 years. I served on the banking committee when we had to clean up the S&L mess, and this is just the end of the beginning of this process, and we're going to have to totally revamp the regulatory structure for our financial services, and I'm capable of doing that, and I'm ready to do that, and we just need the right policies and to put our country back on track here.
Were you surprised that it took 2 votes to get it passed?
Not really. I think this was a very tough vote for members of Congress, and I think it was the right thing to do, but I wasn't surprised that they couldn't get it done the first time.
Okay. This is the part where we're going to ask you a series of short yes or no questions.
Sure.
The same questions we're going to ask your opponent. So here we go. Will you go so far as to cut funding to bring an end to the war?
No. We need to have a plan for withdrawal, and that's the most important thing, and I hope that happens after the election in a few days.
Is the war on terror a bumper sticker slogan, as some people have said?
Absolutely not. It's a very important issue that we're dealing with daily, hourly, and we have to take it seriously in the United States. I'm the only veteran that's running for the United States Senate. I'm a former captain in the United States Army in military intelligence, and as a matter of fact, my unit was blown up by a terrorist car bomb in Germany in the early 70s, so I've faced terrorism firsthand.
So when it comes to defense spending, do you think it should be reduced?
No way. We have to increase our defense spending because we've drawn down our military to a very dangerous period right now. And this reckless war in Iraq has really hurt our military because we need to refurbish our materiel, and we need to treat our veterans right. And as a veteran, I know that.
In a time like this, would you be willing to commit tonight to not raise taxes?
I'll tell you what, we have to have a fair policy, and we have to have a middle-class tax cut. And I've made tough choices in the past, but the tooth fairy is not going to balance our budget. And we have to make sure that we're fair and moving forward to do the right things. Jim Risch has raised taxes on the working families by raising taxes on the food that we eat, and so he's done it in the past. And we have to be realistic and do this in a fair way.
As far as universal health care,
yes,
you support that?
Yes, I do, and I have a plan on my website. I also have a plan for energy independence, but universal health care is something that I'm passionate about. I've been taking jobs throughout the state of Idaho, working side by side with people, and I've identified health care as the next economic crisis that we're going to face in this country. The cost of health care is outstripping the rise in inflation, and we're going to have a train wreck here very soon.
Everybody was watching the Dow. I mean, it's going up, it's going down, more down than up. You think government should regulate Wall Street more?
We need to revise our regulatory structure, particularly with investment banks. Capital has to be king, and we have to make sure that we have cops on the beat and people are not asleep. And part of the economic downturn we've had is because there was lax regulation of investment banks and derivatives and credit default swaps, and they didn't have enough collateral and capital behind them.
We'll continue our yes or no's.
Yeah.
Would you vote to legalize gay marriage in all 50 states?
No, I would not go that far.
Okay. Are you willing to take on your own party, even if President Obama and you were to disagree on something?
President Clinton wanted me to vote for NAFTA. I voted against NAFTA. He wanted me to support gun control. I don't support gun control. The answer is yes.
I should have said potential President Obama.
Yes.
Will the state of Idaho and the Senate be worse off if Jim Risch were voted in the election?
Yes, because I will be a member of the majority party, and I will have seniority as soon as I walk in the door because of my prior service in the House of Representatives. Having Mike Crapo and me in the United States Senate will be good for the Northwest, and we'll be a great team there. So we would lose something to have a weak delegation. Our delegation right now is weaker than Guam and Puerto Rico, and he would keep us in the basement as far as strength and seniority goes in the Senate.
That's all our questions. Larry LaRocco, thank you for your time running for Senate in Idaho.
Thank you very much, Dan.
Thank you.